noise? Oh my gosh, you guys are so loud. What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Nurse Nook. In spirits of the holidays, I decided to wear my ugly tacky nurse Christmas sweater that says be nice to the nurse. Santa is watching. So if you guys have been keeping up with my channel, you know that I am going to be relocating to Texas for a new job. If you guys have not been keeping up with my videos, I will leave the link down below to check out that video where I announced that I quit my job. So because I'm going to be moving, I decided to start a series called the Nurse Nook Takes Houston. So this is going to be part one of my series where I'm going to be kind of giving you guys tips and sharing my experience with relocating to a new city / state for a job. Today's video is sponsored by Vanity Planet and the Element Sonic toothbrush. Guys, you guys know that I'm all about hygiene and self-care and keeping yourself clean. Y'all, this toothbrush, like, crazy insane. Like, look at all of these. When I first got it, I'm like, is this a toothbrush or is this like a spaceship? Okay, it's probably really loud, so I probably won't do that. So I've been into electronic toothbrushes for a little while now. My dentist put me onto it and I have been obsessed ever since. Can't go back to regular toothbrush. But when I was introduced to this one, nothing else even compares anymore. So on the bottom here, it has like 4 different settings. It has clean, soft, whiten, and massage. Like, who does that? This is just a toothbrush and it has like all these crazy amenities. When I first got it, I played with it for like an hour, and let me show you guys the case it comes in. So it has like this little spaceship case, and it has, first of all, it comes with 3 different brush heads. One, it has like a UV light back here that you hook up all your toothbrushes. When you're done, close the little chamber, plug it in, and then the UV light kills 99% of the bacteria that's on your brush. I'm telling you guys, this toothbrush is living in 3019 already. I absolutely love using this toothbrush. Every time I use it, I feel like I just left a cleaning from the dentist's office. It literally goes at 40,000 strokes a minute. The battery lasts like up to 2 weeks when you charge it fully. 3 brush heads, like this is like the holy grail of all toothbrushes. Love this thing. So Vanity Planet is having this huge holiday pricing going on where if you use the code NOOKSMILE, you get up to 80% off on this toothbrush, guys. This is going to be going on until Christmas of 2018, but if you're watching this after, you can still use that code, but the discount just won't be as much. Make sure you guys click the link in the description down below to go check out this toothbrush because I'm telling you guys, highly recommend it. Okay, so let's jump right into the video. So I'm going to kind of give you guys my experience and what I did, and also some tips for you guys if you're going through the same process or just curious about what the process is like. So my first tip, if you're deciding on moving to another state to be a nurse, would be to apply for your license, because this can take the most time and you don't even realize how much stuff you have to go through just to get that license. So for when I was applying for my license, I had to, 1, apply and pay the application fee, which is not cheap. It's basically like paying for a license all over again from the beginning. Not cheap at all. I also had to do a background check. I had to get fingerprinted, and then I also had to do I forget exactly what the name of it, but it's like a test from the Texas Board of Nursing that is administered to you. It's online, open book. You can use any kind of resources, but it kind of just tests you on like the Texas nursing laws. But again, every state is different, so you want to make sure you know exactly what to expect. And sometimes they might ask you for additional documents, or they might just have other things that they need you to do. Like for me, my experience, Texas was fairly simple, very straightforward. Didn't take long, but I've heard some horror stories of people having to wait months for their license. So once you apply for your license, my next thing to do would be to spruce up your resume. I completely redid my resume over when I was starting to apply to new jobs, because I had one finally nursing experience. I had a bunch of certifications to add to my resume. So I figured, like, let me just redo this whole thing over again. The next step kind of depends on your preferences and what your motivation is to move. So this is kind of like iffy here. I knew exactly what area I wanted to live in, but if you're just going to another state because you want to move to another state, my suggestion is to kind of hone in on one area that you potentially want to live in. Or if you just don't care about where you live in and just want to work in a specific specialty and just want to apply to every single opportunity in that specialty throughout the state. But definitely you kind of gotta put your tunnel vision on and know a little bit of direction on where you're headed. Whether that's knowing the exact city that you're going to, the town, the hospital system, or just the kind of specialty that you want to get into. I knew exactly the specialty, and I also knew exactly what town that I wanted to live in. So it kind of made it easier for me to kind of just hone in on applying to just these specific jobs. But also it kind of does broaden up your search too, when you don't really care about where you're headed. You just want a job in that specialty. So this is when you start applying to jobs. I applied to so many jobs throughout my process. I just wanted to get out of here. Once I made the decision to leave, I'm like, oh, I need a job ASAP, because I'm the type of person, when I get an idea, I have to act on it immediately, and I need to see it happen like stat, or else I start losing motivation and I'm not interested anymore, and then I probably won't end up even doing it. So I know me, and I knew that I needed to get this job ASAP, because I will start losing interest and be like, I'll do it next year, you know? So I'm like, need that now, shawty, thank you. So after you get your job, or honestly even during the interview process, whatever floats your boat, or even before the interview process, you know, just whatever, at any point really, because this is not ABC, this is just suggestions, you know? So I would suggest looking for apartments. Now this is definitely where you want to kind of hone in on a certain area. If you have kids, I would definitely look into the school system in the area. Me, I have none of the above, so I just knew that I wanted to live in a certain style apartment, a certain type of apartment, my dream apartment. I'm so glad to show you guys the place I got. Oh my god, okay, whole nother video. There were a few different areas that I was kind of looking in, but there was one that stood out to me. Perfect location, perfect style, modern, like everything that I wanted all in one place. This is something also that can take a little bit of time, and it kind of gets tricky when you are moving to a new place and don't have family or friends to stay in that area. You want to make sure that place is ready by the time you get there, because you don't want to move to a whole new place and not have anywhere to stay and have to rent out a hotel room, an Airbnb, or whatever it is, because that gets super expensive. So I would start early looking for the apartment and already like filling out your application and talking to a leasing agent, so that you know exactly what you're getting into, what the rent is looking like, extra costs that you are not aware of up front, and just so you can sign that agreement, that lease, so that you know you have a place secured by the time you get there. So after that's done is when you start getting to the nitty gritty, and this is the whole moving process. This is probably the like hardest part of it all, the packing, the moving, trying to figure out how you're gonna get your stuff from A to B. That is like the most draining part. For me, I'm very lucky. It's just me that I have to worry about moving. I don't have an entire family to worry about. That is probably like a whole nother headache that I don't even want to think about. Literally just moving my little stuff, like just my little room of stuff, I'm like, oh, I'm so exhausted. If I had a whole family, I don't think I would ever move them ever, because thinking about having to pack up not only my whole space, a husband's whole space, kids' whole space, dog's whole space, like, how do people do that? I would never go anywhere. It's stressitos out here. It's too much. It's too much. God bless the people that do that, because I would need major help. So I didn't bring any furniture. All I brought was like my clothing, shoes, some stuff that's special to me, products, and just like some stuff that I use on a daily basis. No furniture. Pretty much literally just clothes, and I have a lot of those. So I didn't want to rent a U-Haul. I didn't want to have my stuff shipped. I just wanted to fit whatever I can in my car and then get it moving. One of the tips I can give you, and this is something that I did, is I got rid of a lot of stuff before I left, and this lessened my load significantly. I donated a bunch of stuff. I sold a lot of stuff, and I actually sold a lot of stuff on my Poshmark, which is at the Nurse Nook. I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff, and it feels so good to get rid of like things and like start over again. And also you're saving money by not having to have this stuff sent over to your new place. So I highly recommend just getting rid of a lot of stuff. Give it to family, donate it, whatever you can do. Just get it out of your sight. If you have a little bit more stuff that you're taking, a really cool suggestion is to get like either like a U-Haul van, a U-Haul truck, or even if you have like a bigger car, to get the attachments to your car, the little U-Haul attachments, so you can still drive your car, but you can just have the attachment that you can fill that up with stuff so that you still have your car free of space. Oh, another thing that I found out during this whole moving process, if you do have extra boxes that you want to ship over to your new place, Amtrak does ship boxes pretty cheap, like compared to like UPS and like the post office, where it's like $60 to send one box over. Amtrak is significantly cheaper than that. So that's something that I would check out if you are looking into that. All right, guys, so those are just a few of the tips I had to share with you guys. Make sure you guys stay tuned in to the rest of this series, The Nurse Nook Takes Houston. I'm so excited to be making these videos for you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.